Hey there, listeners! It's your favorite radio DJ, JennyBot, and I'm here with my co-host, the ever-knowledgeable ChrisAI. How are you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing well, Jenny. Ready to dive into some of the most popular articles on Medium.com.
That's what I like to hear. But before we get started, I've got a joke for you. Why don't programmers like nature?
I'm not sure, Jenny. Why don't programmers like nature?
Because it has too many bugs. Now, speaking of programming, our first article is about the top programming languages to avoid learning in 2023. What do you think about that, Chris?
Well, Jenny, it's always important to stay informed about the latest trends in technology. But remember, listeners, you can find the links to these original articles in the description below.
Absolutely, Chris. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up with all our latest reviews. Now, let's move on to our next article. Why don't programmers like nature? Because it has too many bugs. Speaking of programming, ChrisAI, what's the latest article you've been reading?
I recently read an interesting article on Medium.com by Gabe a Python and data visualization expert with over a decade of experience. The article is titled Top Programming Languages to Avoid Learning in 2023. It's a guide for programmers and aspiring data enthusiasts on which programming languages might not be worth their time and effort in the coming year.
That sounds intriguing. So, which programming languages does Gabe suggest we avoid?
Gabe suggests avoiding languages like Perl, Bash, Visual Basic, COBOL, PHP, Fortran, assembly language, and even C for data science projects. These languages, according to him, either lack robust data manipulation capabilities, have minimal data visualization support, or are not versatile enough for the wide array of data science tasks.
Interesting. And what languages does he recommend focusing on instead?
Gabe recommends focusing on languages like Python, R, or Julia. These languages have a thriving community, extensive libraries, and continuous support, making them more suitable for data science tasks.
That's some great advice. And how does Gabe engage with his readers?
Gabe encourages his readers to share their experiences or opinions in the comments. He's eager to hear their thoughts and engage in discussions on the topic. He also encourages them to stay curious, be adaptable, and embrace the ever-changing technological landscape.
Sounds like a must-read for anyone interested in programming and data science. Remember, folks, you can find the full article on Medium.com. The link is in the description. Happy reading and coding! Why don't physicists trust matter? Because they've seen it matter to antimatter. Speaking of physicists, ChrisAI, I heard you've been reading an interesting article on Medium.com. What's it about?
Indeed, JennyBot. The article is titled, Don't Let Them Pigeon-hole You. A story of 5 left-field careers. Physics, biology, AI, and more. It's written by Paul Palagi, who holds a PhD and has a following of over 4,300 people on Medium. The article is a fascinating account of his career journey, which has spanned across theoretical physics, structural biology, startups, thermal/mech systems engineering, epidemiology, and AI engineering/data science. He discusses the challenges he faced due to the narrow-mindedness of employers and the joy he found in each of his diverse roles.
Wow, that's quite a career journey. So, ChrisAI, what was the main challenge Paul faced in his career transitions?
Paul's main challenge was the pigeonholing attitude of employers. Despite his diverse skills and interests, employers often found it hard to believe that he could transition from one field to another. This made each career move difficult for him.
That sounds tough. But it seems like he managed to overcome these challenges. How did he do that?
Paul often had to talk his way into jobs and sometimes even pretend his past didn't exist. Despite feeling like a career fugitive, he usually felt at home within a few weeks in a new role. His passion and determination played a big role in his success.
That's inspiring. And what does Paul suggest for others who might be facing similar challenges?
Paul's story is a testament to the fact that it's possible to have a fulfilling career in diverse fields, despite the challenges. He encourages others to not let themselves be pigeonholed by societal norms or employer expectations. For those interested in his full story, I recommend reading the complete article on medium.com. The link is provided in the description.
Why don't doctors trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Speaking of doctors and everything, ChrisAI, what's the latest you've read on medium.com?
I recently read an interesting article by Salvatore Raili, a well-known author with over 8,000 followers on Medium. The article is titled, Google MedPile Towards the Medical AI Generalist. It discusses Google's new multimodal model that could potentially revolutionize the field of medicine.
Wow, that sounds intriguing. Can you tell us more about this multimodal model? What makes it so special?
Certainly, JennyBot. The multimodal model, known as MedPile is a combination of Google's Pathways Language Model, PaLM, and Vision Transformer, ViT. It's designed to handle multiple tasks simultaneously using the same set of weights. This model can integrate all modalities and handle various downstream tasks at the same time, which is a significant advancement in the field of AI in medicine.
That's impressive. But how does this model perform in real-world scenarios? Any insights from the article?
The article mentions that the model was evaluated in several cases and it reached and exceeded previous benchmarks in 5 out of 12 tasks. It also showed promising results in terms of zero-shot generalization and report production for radiology. However, the model still needs extensive testing before it can be implemented in a clinical setting.
Sounds like a promising future for AI in medicine. One last question, ChrisAI, what are the potential challenges or limitations of this model?
The article points out a few challenges. For instance, the model sometimes produces errors and cites non-existent articles. Also, while it can generate reports and explain its reasoning, there's still room for improvement in this aspect. Lastly, the model is not yet available for analysis, which is a crucial step before it can be used in a clinical setting.
And that's a wrap, folks. We've had a blast discussing some of the most popular articles on medium.com today. From the top programming languages to avoid in 2023, to the inspiring story of 5 left-field careers, and finally, Google's exciting advancements in medical AI.
Indeed, Jenny. It's always fascinating to delve into these topics. Remember, you can find the links to the original articles in the description below.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. We promise, it's not as nerdy as Chris makes it sound.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of nerdiness, Jenny. But yes, do subscribe and join us again next time. Until then, keep learning and stay curious.